Hi everyone, my name is Cam Parks and I'm really excited to be making this first video. Two things you need to know about me right off the top. I'm an actor. I'm in Toronto, Ontario, and I am pursuing acting. I do TV and some film and a lot of theater, mostly improvisation at the moment, which is really cool. You should check it out sometime. But the other important thing to know about me is that I am a huge fan of the book series The Wheel of Time. So that's a 14-book series by Robert Jordan and finished, of course, by Brandon Sanderson with the unfortunate passing of Mr. Jordan. So you may understand somewhat my excitement to hear that this book series, which I started reading when I was 10 years old, I started reading it when I was 10 and I finished when I was 22. So over half my life at that point, I'd been reading these books. And to hear that they're being made into a TV series is both extremely exciting and, of course, a little bit scary because, you know, TV series sometimes don't do the books justice, but mostly excitement because I see in this an opportunity to combine my two greatest passions, acting and The Wheel of Time. So, basically what I'm doing here is trying to bring a project to life. I want to take scenes from The Wheel of Time, the entire series, and I want to find scenes that fit specific parameters, and I want to put them on camera. So what I mean by that, I want to find, say, scenes that are more dialogue than action to start, and read as the character. So put them on camera, you know, have someone reading back to them, but basically seeing the lines and the emotions of the character just to kind of get, you know, it's a fun feel. Obviously it won't be exactly what everyone pictures. I mean, there are accents to try out and different tones of voice and different emotions to portray, but it's a fun project that I think can really just take parts of the books that are great and kind of give them a new feel on camera. So that's basically what I'm going to start off this YouTube channel for. I want to find the best scenes and make them come to life on the screen. So some of you, or maybe a lot of you viewing this video, at least at first, would probably see it from the Wheel of Time Facebook group, because that's where I plan on posting it. It's a great group, a lot of discussion and stuff I've never really even thought about in regards to the Wheel of Time. Great to see a community like that. And a little while ago, I don't know, a couple months maybe now, maybe not that long, I actually I put up a post asking people what their favorite scenes from the series were, specifically ones that like I could be in. So I'm looking more for, you know, male characters, age range, you know, the younger, although I wouldn't be opposed to trying out some older stuff, just for the sake of making it realistic. I was thinking younger roles, and I got great feedback, over 100 comments, some really great scenes. But so the thing about that is I saw great scenes, some that I had thought of, some I had forgotten about, and there's the crux right there. I realized a lot of the scenes I vaguely remembered but didn't really remember. So I've decided the only proper way to do this, bringing scenes to life, is to do a full reread of The Wheel of Time. It's been a couple of years, you know, I kind of took a while to recover after reading the final book, A Memory of Light. It's the only book I've read only one time. You know, I read the first 9 books and then reread the entire series each time a new book came out. So I've read the first ones a bunch of times, but A Memory of Light just once. And still the scenes I remember from it give me shivers. I can't wait to get there and act some of those out. But, so yeah, the suggestions were great, and thank you everyone who made one. I did write a bunch of them down in my little Wheel of Time notebook, and I hope to get to a lot of them as I go. But I guess for now, the idea is going to be, I'm going to start to reread. I got a new copy of The Eye of the World. Originally, the one I picked up was, it was split into 2 copies, so I think it's called From Two Rivers is the first half of The Eye of the World, and the second half was called To the Blight. Now, sometime a couple of years ago, I loaned the first 3 books to someone who I can't remember, and no one will own up to it, so they're gone. So I've been acquiring the books, from like cheap bookstores, and then I had to just go out and get this one because it was the only one I couldn't find. So I'm ready for a reread. I like the cover art on this one, it's different, but haven't even started it, but I'm going to. And I guess the idea, I don't want to put up too many posts, but maybe like once a week I'll do a little video kind of talking about the chapters I read, what's happened. My plan is to, as I read and come across good scenes that I think would work well on camera, I will make a note of them. Maybe there can be some feedback as to what scenes you'd like to see. I'll put it out to people who maybe happen to be watching this, what scenes they prefer, because it's a lot of time to put it on tape, so I won't be doing like 100 a week, for example. Yeah, so that's the idea. To start off, I'm thinking it'll just be simple reads, as if two people got together and just read, and put a bit of emotion into it. You'll see the emotion, the words will be there, it'll be, an exercise in reading a script, basically. But the hope is, if that goes well, which I hope it does, that we can advance it. So I'm thinking, actually kind of blocking out a scene, and what that means, if you don't know, is actually reading through the book, seeing where the characters would be standing in relation to each other, and kind of like a dance almost, choreographing the scenes with, so it's lines, and also the where everyone needs to be when they're saying the lines. And the final hope, like the greatest hope, is to eventually get a crew together and some good cameras and equipment and put together an actual scene. So I'm talking costumes, maybe a little bit of a budget, and actually put together a scene with everyone acting out the parts from the book to kind of bring it to life on screen. That is the goal. That's the goal, to do that. And hopefully we can get some help with scene suggestions and feedback for the earlier parts, like the audition scenes and stuff. No pressure, obviously, but if you want to contribute through comments or whatever, I would welcome them. Haven't really done anything like this before, but since I found out that Amazon picked up Wheel of Time, it has become my new life goal to get on this show. And it doesn't need to be in a lead capacity, although I wouldn't turn that down. But I mean, anything, an idol in the background, or like a random shadow friend who just gets murdered right away, that would be cool. I'd do anything. So, yeah, I guess that'll be the main focus, is scenes like that. But also, if I'm going to be doing a reread and posting videos constantly in regards to the Wheel of Time world, I'd be happy to, kind of experiment and do other sorts of videos. One comment on the Facebook post that I particularly remember, I'll look up who wrote it, and maybe if I can figure out how to do graphics, I'll put it like in the screen right here now. It was a comment about getting a list of all of Linny's sayings and doing like a monologue about it, or like a show. Maybe it could be a specialty show. Anyway, just like fun ideas like that, I think would be awesome. If anyone has questions or suggestions, you can leave them in comments on the YouTube channel, or I guess I'll probably throw in the social medias I have, if I can figure out how to do that on this video. And I just love all the conversation, any contribution, anything like that would be awesome. Interact with the community, but also kind of do this project, and the hope is maybe it'll get noticed by people who can make things happen. So if you want to share it and stuff with your other Wheel of Time fans, that would be cool. And maybe it'll lead to something. But if it doesn't, it's still going to be a fun project to see my favorite series of all time come to life on the screen there. So yeah, that's the goal of the channel. That's kind of what I'll be doing. Talking not only about scenes, but other Wheel of Time stuff. Like, for example, this shirt I have. I got this a couple years ago from Tavern Tees. It's a website. I'll link it. Obviously, the Band of the Red Hand. Matt Cothan is my personal favorite character. I don't think I fit him character-wise. As for a breakdown, I'm a little bit maybe bigger than him, but I would love to play him nonetheless. Anyway, I don't know. Let's start off. Tell me some Wheel of Time scenes that you like. And I wasn't specific enough on my Facebook post. If you have Wheel of Time scenes you like, try and make a note of like what book they're in, and even like what chapter, and maybe even the page, because I looked at all these scenes and I'm like, I remember these. This is great, but I have no idea what book it is in. I'll come across it eventually because I'm doing the reread, but I mean, I don't have a ton of time to read, so it's not going to be a quick pass through this series. It'll probably take, 6 months or so. So in the meantime, I'd love to interact with anyone who wants to know more about it or contribute in any way. I'm really excited about this project. So yeah, follow along, do the things like subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on whatever social medias I end up posting. It's gonna be fun, and then hopefully we can get some scenes up there, some that we like, and make some magic happen, and hopefully you'll join me on that. So thanks for listening, and I guess keep watching, and I'm gonna start this book tomorrow, The Eye of the World. I'm gonna start it tomorrow and hopefully find some scenes, and I'll do my best to actually get maybe a choice of scenes that I can throw to people and see what we can do and get this thing going. Okay, thanks so much for listening. Talk to you soon.